Hello, adventurer! There's nothing more that brings me joy than a brand new episode of my favorite podcast. But I always do need a refresher, so let's find out what happened last time on The Incredible Party. Arriving back at the Tickly Servant after hours to meet Frank, Shaft learns additional details of Detmer's removal, including the identity of the district boss's replacement, Corporal Sally. Reuniting with an old acquaintance from the Rising Two, Corporal Sally informs the party of her orders, and that as far as she knows, the Paladins of Cultus have no intention of seizing full control of Drukhall. With one more stop to make for intel, the party sets off to see Mr. Kep. And now the harrowing adventure continues. You all know the way. I mean, Shav knows the way. You've all been there before, and it doesn't take you long before you arrive at Keplis. Is there maybe a specific route that Shav you might want to take, or in case you wanted to swing by some other locale, possibly? I'm not sure if you have anything in mind.
No, I think I just will stick to the main roads. I'm just gonna, stay off to the side, sort of check out the areas we're going down towards Kepler's Exchange, and the the crossover there between the sort of the north and the southeast west side, I think. Just sort of checking things out to see the amount of paladins we see versus the amount of citizens and that kind of thing. Right. See if there's anything odd. But no, I'm not going to look like I'm hiding or anything.
And I mean, you all have not been here long in the actual city, not really more than a day. But it does seem that since your arrival, at least, again, strictly in Detmer's portion of the city, right? The Paladin presence does seem to be growing. Like, you're noticing just their numbers are starting to swell a little bit, especially, like you say, compared to the actual, like, inhabitants of the Drukians in Drukhall. So clearly additional forces are slowly trickling in, right, up until the large invasion for the mountains planned.
Okay. If I see anybody on the way that I know that, they would wave or say hi or anything, I'll stop and talk to them to get some information. But if I don't run into anybody, I'll just head right to Kepler's.
And you do make it to Kepler's unaccosted. Again, though, from some of the paladins, more and more of them are seeming to recognize the four of you in the street, and you get like a polite and respectful nods as you're walking through downtown Drukhall, and you just want to walk into Kepler's. There's nobody out front or anything. It doesn't seem like.
Okay. Just sort of walk up, open the door up a crack to make sure there's nobody in there he's currently helping, out of respect.
It does look empty.
Okay, then I'll walk in, leaving the door open behind me.
Oh, my boy, come. Ah, I see you've brought back your friends. Yes, please. Come inside.
Hey, thanks, Capley. How things going?
Oh, yes, as good as they can be. I would suggest perhaps locking that door behind you.
Hey, Falzrin, lock.
Yeah, I got it.
Yes, actually, the lock is upside down and twists the other way. It only looks like it's locked. No, counterclockwise, Falzrin.
Yes. Interesting design, Mr. Kep.
I don't design it. I simply just pay for the work to be done.
I reach down to my side and pull my bag of holding out, and I lay it on the counter. I say, hey, Kep, I need you to take care of this. Inside is Danzig, his remains.
What?
Yeah, it's a long story, but I'd like you to hang on to him. If anything happens to me, I want to make sure it gets back to the family. And, properly place him where he needs to be.
My boy, my condolences. Yes, of course. I'll make sure he's treated with as much respect as I can give him.
I don't suggest you look inside.
Don't even open the bag. Yeah, don't even smell it. Just let it be.
Not to worry, I'm used to handling fragile items for my patrons.
So I sort of put my head down for a second, like I'm sort of remembering a few things about my brother, and then, okay, back to business. Did you find out anything about the item?
In fact, I have, yes, my boy. This item is so unique, it was actually quite easier than I anticipated. To just have to know the right people, you know. You know a lot of people, Shaft, and most of them are the wrong people used in the right situation, but a little different than the people that I maybe rub shoulders with, huh?
Yeah, sure, right.
Just the word of mouth of how elegant this particular item is. It's not something that you can hide very easily, especially when you have it on display as often as Hannah likes to.
I knew it. She really does have it.
Yes, it appears so. You had your suspicions then?
Well, we
We
Baron Zarin over here talked to her, and she said she had it.
All of you went to see Hannah.
No. It was a bit of
Unfortunately not.
reconnaissance.
if I could see Hannah, I could just
No, just me and Paul over there.
You know, Kepley, that brings something to mind. Do you happen to know any reason why Hannah might have interest in someone from Mia here's family?
Oh, well, did this come up in conversation with Hannah then?
Yeah. We've heard rumors.
Well, rumors often turn out to be false.
Let's just say we had a way, as you might know, to be able to see what was going on in Hannah's place. And I pulled the little rock out. I sort of showed it to him. You know, something like this.
I see. Well, not to worry you, Miss Brightwood, but yes, I have heard that perhaps a member of your family may or may not be the guest of Hannah, yes, for some time.
guest.
If rumors are
Didn't
true.
look like a guest.
Well, I was trying to be polite, but
Okay, so do you know who it was?
unfortunately, I don't.
Who it is? Oh,
How long has he been there?
Well, I say, please, while I don't know for sure who exactly it might be, a few months back, I believe his name was Braun, was actually in the city, doing some work on behalf of your family, I believe, on behalf of your deity, perhaps. Reports said that he left the city fine after his work was done. There was a bit of an incident at the mayor's place, but everything worked out, as far as most of the public knew. Yes.
okay. So my brother's in town. That makes the most sense. As important as that is, I want you to go back. You said that Hannah displays this amulet? When? Where?
Yes. Well, I spoke to a dapper young dwarf. His name is Surrogate Zanzibar, and he is an usher at the Arknall Theater, a place that Hannah likes to frequent, one of her many establishments. And by his account, a first-hand account given to you by a second-hand account, take that in mind, when she goes to see particular play that she's fond of, well, she likes to dress up and sport this necklace that Falzarin described to me.
So it's on her person. Oh.
Well, the thing is, Surrogate has said, as I did inquire, yes, like you were thinking, Mia, perhaps she always has it with her, but Surrogate assures me that he's never seen her actually leave the theater itself wearing the necklace.
Ooh, that's okay. That's juicy tidbit there. Okay. Glad we locked that door, huh?
Where is the Arknall Theater relative to Hannah's Pussycat Palace?
It's quite close. It's basically like there's the kind of the main like road that the Pussycat is on. Basically, 10 minutes down the road would be you'd come upon the Arknall Theater.
Okay. Well, it sounds to me like we need to check out the theater. Now, does she arrive with it on?
As far as Surrogate's recount, no. He's simply shown her to her seat with her sporting it on. Perhaps she does, perhaps she doesn't. I don't know. But he does see every guest go in and out of the theater, as that is what he's an usher. It's his job.
Looks like we need to go talk to Surrogate.
Do you know of any underground tunnels in that area?
I'm afraid I can't help you with anything like that. No. Now, after speaking to Surrogate, I did ask around again just to confirm what he said, and I did not find any incidents of anybody witnessing or seeing this particular piece of jewelry outside of the theaters. I do think his information is valid.
You don't know why my brother Braun was in town?
Well, I'm not much for worship, there, Miss Brightwood, but
Okay, something to do with the church.
I believe so, yes.
So what have you heard about the tower that the Paladins are building?
Oh, just as much as anyone else. It's tough to miss the current construction just outside of the city's borders.
Well, we've got a few days to find this amulet, or they're gonna power this thing up. And I'm sure you've heard the rumors about what's happened down south.
Yes. How much truth is there to those rumors? Do you know?
Kepley, believe us, you don't want the tower powered up.
It's
Destroys the land.
certainly not good, Kepley. We need to stop it from happening at all cost.
Drukal would be ruined, as you know it.
Well, I took the liberty of making sure Surrogate would, he'll know you. I just give him your description and told him to anticipate your arrival, should you feel the need to speak to him as well.
Perfect. On a side note, Hannah's making a play to take over the city.
Well, with Detmer gone, I'm not surprised entirely to hear that.
Well, Lag's not going to be easy to take out.
I'm surprised she's even going to try, quite honestly.
Well,
At least on the surface. I'm sure she's trying to make it look status quo. I don't know if Lag got any wind of this. Like you say, he would not be happy.
not yet. But if you have a chance to get the word to Lag, let him know I'm in town and I gave you the info. Just in case we don't get to hook up with him just yet.
Of course. Anything else to relay? How do you know that this is her intent? That came up in conversation as well.
Essentially.
Yeah, it did.
Yes, it did.
This is to be a fly on the wall in this conversation.
Yeah, it's what you would expect from Hannah if this was to happen, and we all know we don't want her running all of Drukal.
Well, for all we know, Lag could be attempting to do a similar thing to her.
In 3 days, there will be no Drukal. We need this amulet.
Yeah, that's our first priority.
I hope this information can help you. You know where I am if there's anything else.
Yes, I appreciate it, Kepley. I think this gives us a valuable lead to pursue.
Couple leads. Thank you for telling me about my brother.
Of course, I'm sorry to hear that the rumors are true, Miss Brightwood. Now, I will tell you, Shaft, well aware, but if you are to go to the theater, I'm afraid will not get in dressed the way you are. You will need tickets for the show, of course, but a fine set of clothes could do you some good.
Do you have a suggestion? You're always dressed really nice. Who's the tailor you use?
Well, I could certainly send you over to Tippy and put in a good word
We
for
do
you.
not have the time to take in a show.
Well, if you want to get in the front door,
Cannot the surrogate come out and talk to us?
perhaps if you get after the late show, maybe. But like I say, he's there to do a job, and he's very professional.
Yeah, I don't think we want to stick out. We just need to find out where it's at.
Falzarin can do his trick again.
Well, I can. That will cover myself, but I don't know how the rest of you will get in.
Do you know when the next play is?
Oh, there's plays every night.
I know I could get a dress. I prefer to wear my plated armor, but...
Now, please, I'm not saying you have to sit and enjoy the whole show. Surely you can work something out once you're inside, but... Surrogate, I mean, it was difficult enough to get him to speak to my associates. Now, further convince him to speak to yet additional people was rather difficult. He would prefer if it could look as if he is not speaking to anybody, if you don't understand.
Yes. Of course. The other thing, Kepley, you wouldn't happen to know why Hannah would be interested in Mia's brother. What business would she have? As I understand it, he was within Hannah's establishment for reasons yet unknown. Why would that be?
Perhaps Shaft could enlighten you on that. He kind of looks at Shaft.
Why? What, you're asking why? We don't even know if it's your brother or your dad. It could be anybody in your family.
I believe he's implying that her brother was using the establishment.
That wasn't the impression that I got.
You know, everybody has needs, Fulgrin.
I don't
Even
know.
Brightwoods. Right, Mia?
I mean, he wasn't happy at home. He didn't really want to run the temple one day. I guess, but I thought...
Mia, didn't you say it seemed like he was being held against his will?
Yeah, I know.
Mayhaps that was what he wanted.
No kink shaming.
We are not here to judge.
Oh. So what you're saying is...
Well, he's not saying... I don't think
my.
Shakara's saying anything. I think we're jumping to some conclusions here, but the thing is, we don't really know... We don't know anything just yet.
Okay, well, I mean, if he's here voluntarily, maybe he'd be at the show. Probably.
That's right.
Okay, alright. Let's figure this out.
Well, I assure you I don't know anything about what your brother may or may not be into, but that's not quite what I meant. I meant that perhaps someone somewhere has figured out that someone else may have had some type of bounty on a Brightwood.
Look, Kepley, professional. We don't talk about jobs.
Yes. And yeah, you're correct. Not my place really to speak on it, but I am simply relaying rumors, that's all.
Yeah. Rumor has it that maybe there's a bounty out on one of the Brightwoods, but...
Wait. I do remember when I met you, Shaft. You seemed to really like my last name.
Well, yeah, you're rich.
You're very well known, yes. For your fortune, absolutely.
Unfortunately, I have nothing in my pockets right now. Okay.
I'm sure you can get a line of credit extended here.
Oh, yes, I could just go to the bank, but, okay, the
Just
theater.
go to Aspara Union.
Oh, Aspara Union? Yeah.
Oh,
I've been banking there for
I'm afraid that
centuries.
closed down a couple of weeks ago. No bailouts.
Everything's gonna close down if we don't get this amulet. Okay, Kepley, I appreciate all the advice. I think we have a lot of planning to do, guys. We should get going.
Right. Let's go see Tippy and find out what we're going to have to spend on this, these uniforms, I guess you want to call them.
Garments?
Garments.
Tippy?
Yes, Tippy the tailor. This stuff is top of the line.
Tip-top tippity tailoring. For all your tailoring needs.
Tell him Kepley sent you, he'll give you a fair price.
Such a waste of time.
I know where Tippy's place is.
Wait, why is it a waste of time, Shakara?
I do not desire to wear a dress.
Shakara, I'm
It's
sure we
to
can find
get
something
the amulet?
that you will like.
I'll just go invisible. You all can play dress up. We have important matters to discuss, to take care of.
Okay.
Do you suggest we hop into the Arknall Theater and just demand that we get the, the amulet? I don't think it's going to go down that easy.
I can become invisible. Falzarin can as well. Only one of us really needs to dress up.
That's true. And they know who I am, so maybe Mia, you'd pass as a high-class chick, right?
I mean, born and bred.
If we spruce you up a bit, for sure.
I do need a bath. Sure, I'll dress up. I don't care. Doesn't matter.
If you really feel uncomfortable putting on some nice clothes, Shakara, I can make you invisible.
It is more that I feel uncomfortable taking off my armor.
I suppose that's fair.
And I can make myself invisible.
Oh,
What?
I see.
Wait. So we can all be invisible. We're talking in front of Kepley, no offense. Let's go somewhere else.
Kepley won't tell anybody anything.
Okay, he seems to know a lot for a guy that doesn't have to share any information in exchange.
I've not known you very long, Kepley, but I do get the feeling you can be trusted.
Falzarin has the best judge of character.
I've got a good compass for this sort of thing.
That is what my business depends on, dear boy.
Fine, if we're safer here, let's talk about it. You can turn invisible, Shakara. Since when?
For quite some time. I just have not had any need.
And you didn't want to share that with us when we're trying to plan things for the past while?
If there has been a need, I would have.
What else can you do?
Can you lick your elbow?
Sadly, no, I cannot do that.
I don't know where that'd come in handy either, but
It's impossible. I just
You know, on second thought, perhaps I have business that could be attended to. Not to be rude or to interrupt. Of course.
sure, Kepley.
Thank you, Kepley. We won't keep you any longer. I apologize.
To tippy tops.
I'll walk over to the door, turn it clockwise, unlock it, open the door and go, I'll talk to you later, Kepley. I'm going to stop by before we leave town for sure.
Of course, my boy. I look forward to seeing you again.
We appreciate the help, Kepley.
Yes, a pleasure to see all of you as well.
And I'll hold the door so everybody can walk out past me. I'll look back at Kepley and I'll say, take care of that bag.
Of course, and you see he kind of, his head kind of dips, respectfully as he takes it, and he kind of saunters off to the back to find a storage place for it.
Okay, I sort of give him a look, a look between me and Kepley. And
Sure,
then
yeah.
walk out the door.
All right.
So what's the plan? Dress up or sneaky?
I
Why
can't
not
sneak
both?
well in my armor, but I'm not.
Why not both?
Yeah, why not both? I can't sneak very well in my armor, but I'm gonna be an easy target in a dress.
Exactly my point.
If we can somehow get to talk to Surrogate, find out where the hell this thing is, we either got to get it before or after the play. Most likely after the play would be better. Verify she's got it, follow her back wherever she takes it off, then we snatch it. She won't know it's gone for at least another day.
I don't know that Surrogate would know. That's maybe this whole first show is just like a reconnaissance where we.
That's what I'm saying. We can talk to him. If he doesn't know, then at least as invisible, we can go follow her after the play and find out where she's taking the damn thing.
Well, there's always a possibility that this particular play may not be one she's in attendance at, but yes, I agree. If she's there, she could be well guarded if something were to happen.
If she's not, the amulet's still there, so we.
I'm
could
just
go...
saying we don't want to steal it until after we know she's not going to be needing it anymore, so we can get the hell out of here. If it's gone when she goes to look for it, she knows who wants it. I look over at Falzarin. Baron Zarin.
Yes, I'm with you, Shaft. I agree.
She does know the two of you are linked. I don't know that she knows Shakara and I are in the same party, in company with you guys.
No, to the best of my knowledge, she has no clue about either of you, or in any connection between us. So, we have that going for us.
Okay, so if she's not there, we look for where it's stored, take it. If she's there, we take it after she returns it.
If you get dressed up, you could go into the play and maybe get some information on who they have from your family.
I understand where you're coming from, but if I'm invisible, I could still see if he's there.
I suppose the other issue is that if she's there and I am in attendance as well, she may see me, and that, who knows what trouble that could lead to.
We should all be invisible, I think.
Yeah, perhaps. I don't know. I would hate for her to become suspicious and then...
I'm just thinking of the great role play.
Well, yes, usually actors and actresses do have fantastic roleplay.
Usually.
Okay, I guess we're going to get me a dress. Shakara, you want to wear a dress?
I suppose if our armor is nearby in case of need.
I know that you're nervous about not being in your armor, Shakara, but I do think Hannah's going to recognize me. She knows I'm looking for the amulet, as well as Shaft. I think Mia and you are the two most logical to be doing this. Two most logical people to be doing this out of the four of us.
Okay, so I'll go get a dress. If you want to, Shakara, join me. We'll be dates to the show. If you don't, go invisible. I'll be okay.
I mean, you're just going to see a play.
The invisibility only lasts an hour, so mayhaps it is best if I dress up.
And you're saying you want the boys to put our armor inside?
We could be invisible and be sort of tailing you to try and keep an eye on things, and we could bring your armor as well in case things go sideways.
I think the important thing to find out is she wearing the amulet? Does she have it? Then we can follow her back, find out where she puts it, then we can take it. But we gotta wait till after the show.
Yeah, but if something goes wrong, I mean, you guys could make our armor invisible and bring it in, right?
Certainly, yeah. I have no objections to that plan. Does that sound good to you, Shaft?
Sure.
Does that help you feel better, Shakara?
Yes.
I mean, honestly, I sort of point over at the manacles on your arm and go, you can always get out of there, Mia.
Right, you want to wear the shackles so I can... It's
you
going to
can
be...
pop back to me.
Right,
if
it'll be
anything goes
weird to
wrong.
be dressed up all nice and have this on my wrist.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, no kink shaming.
I mean, I don't know anything about fashion, but
Shackles are so last year.
Exactly.
so I just give me the shackles.
Yep, I take it off and give it to him.
Okay, I clamp them on to my arm.
So, last year.
So that could get you out, Shakara.
You could come in for me.
She has to. She said she can be invisible. She can do it herself.
Yes.
Sounds like a great plan.
Okay.
If things really, go south, I have ways to get myself and at least one other person out of there quickly. So I think this should be fine.
Okay, so, just to restate what's happening, Shakara and I are going to get dresses. We're going to dress up, we're going to get tickets, go to the show, while you guys sneak in behind us invisible, try to find out where the amulet is stored, and make a plan to steal it. How will we all communicate together? What do you want Shakara and I to do at the end of the show?
Well, first thing is see if she's actually got the amulet on.
Right.
That's what you guys are going to be doing. And then Falzarin and I will follow her after the show and try to steal it.
So you have to go invisible twice.
We don't have to go in till it's done. You can send us a message and tell us that to verify that she's got the amulet. When the
right.
show's over, we'll go in.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Shakara, our best bet is to walk in the front door and walk out the front door. Don't stir anything up. Just be civilians.
Yeah, I agree. I think that should be the plan.
You two can talk to Surrogate, see if you can get any more information when you go in.
Don't be linked to Shaft and Baron Zarin. That's the other thing. Keep our hands clean of that relationship.
I agree.
Exactly.
Okay. Surrogate. Got it.
So you all have just been standing outside of Caplease having this conversation? You're not, like...
Yes.
Walk into Tippy
Weren't we walking to Tippy's having this conversation?
I think we should go to Tippy's then.
Yeah, I
Okay.
thought we were
And
walking.
I turn and walk that direction.
Okay.
I thought that's what we were doing.
Off
No, we were
off
just
the
talking.
Tippies. Yeah. It's difficult to move towards the destination before you realize that you're going to that destination. moving towards Tippy's shaft, like you say, you know exactly where it is, and about it's maybe 30-minute walk from where Kepley's is. It's kind of moving towards Lag's district, and you get about halfway there before a familiar face greets you in the street. Igna kind of rushes up to you. Auntie Shakara, thank goodness I found you.
Have you accomplished your mission?
We have the false elders, yes.
What have you done with them?
I'm going to grab him and pull him aside.
We heard the first part of that, though, right?
Yep. As an apology to you for the way I acted, I have not killed them yet, but they are here in the city. Kula's with them now. I thought to offer them to you in an act of penance.
So now you are willing to go against what Isabella says and wants.
She simply wants them taken care of.
Where do you have them?
They're in a safe place, not far from here.
And Kula is guarding them.
Yes. Are you upset?
No, this is good. We are on our own mission to find an amulet for Cultus. I cannot deal with this right now. We must get this amulet, and we have an idea of where it may be, but you two may come in handy. You may be helpful to us on this task.
Anything you require.
Stay with me.
I'll come back to the others.
Igna is going to accompany us tonight.
To the show?
Yes, we can dress him up as well.
Why?
For what purpose?
I feel another pair of hands may come useful.
And you're loyal to us, Igna?
I am loyal to Aunt Shakara.
And I am loyal to you.
And I'll look at each one of you.
That's if you feel Igna is trustworthy. No offense, Igna. I'm comfortable with that, Shakara.
He has made amends.
Shall we retrieve Kula?
Does not defeat the purpose of what he is doing right now?
Perhaps, but I worry to be gone too long.
Do you have any way of sending him a message?
I do not.
Go back to Kula. Meet us at the Tickly Servant in an hour.
I'm afraid I'm not well versed with the city.
Shaft, tell him where it is.
Hey, you go down that way, and then you turn around, and that way ask around. Everybody knows where it's at.
I will see you there then, and I will make sure everything is fine with Kula.
Everything is cool with Kula?
He
No?
does not like that joke.
Tell him to not act
Kula.
on anything yet. I must think on this news.
But you will be doing as Isabella commands.
Once I have determined they are no longer of use.
Isabella has already determined that.
And I have information she does not.
He sighs, nearly inaudibly, not trying to rehash any of the previous arguments that the two of you have already had. He will nod and, are you, sorry, do you need a set of clothes for him too? You're dressing him up? Before he goes away to Kula?
This is really digging into our pocketbook here.
It's
Hey,
on
you
the
got money
Brightwood
for
credit.
got money for some clothes, because you're not going to be able to go to the theater in that.
I can provide him with clothes.
Listen, the Brightwoods can get you clothes, tickets, whatever. The more the merrier, I guess, at this point.
Does he need to go see Tippy to get some measurements taken?
I will take care of it.
Whatever you say.
Okay. Well.
And you
This is fun.
dismissing Igna then. Igna
Yes.
will, you see, basically he's going back the way he came. Again, towards kind of Lag's district.
Shaft, can you follow him?
Yeah, I don't need a dress. What the hell?
He has the elder. They have the elders.
How is that possible?
What?
I do not know, but Kula is guarding them. If we can find out where they have them, we can free them. That is why I sent him off.
They need out of there now.
All right, I'm out of here. And I sort of disappear into the alley, keeping sight of Igna.
Oh, man. What? I wonder how they...
I do not
Okay.
know, but those two are resourceful.
Not good, not good. And now you want him to come to the show with us? Ugh.
I am trying to keep track of him.
Oh, that's true, actually. Okay, so then you only have Kula to deal with. So wait, while we're in the theater distracting Igna... Okay, okay. It's gonna spread us pretty thin.
Yes, everything has just become more difficult.
We just need to all keep our heads about us, and this should be fine.
What, you wanna go fight Kula and free the elders?
No. I'm just... If we use our smarts and we stay calm...
Okay, but if we think about this, someone has to go do that. Like... Okay,
Shaft
whatever.
most likely can take care of it.
Alright, we'll let Shaft take care of it, but then we don't have Shaft inside the theater with us. Thinking and being calm is not helping. Falls.
We've got quite a few hours before the show tonight.
Yes, let us get our
I'm-
dresses and get back to the Tickly Servant Inn.
Yes, let Shaft do what he's good at.
We'll head to Tippy's again.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, so this is where we're splitting. So Shaft off to follow Igna, the rest of you
Yeah.
to Tippy's.
Yes.
Okay, let's the juicy part is with Shaft, so let's gloss over the Tippy stuff. So
Yeah,
you
let's
could go
gloss
in
over
there.
it.
Basically, a set of fine clothes is going to run you 15 gold, and you can
Okay.
pick up as many as you need there. And yes, you can get any color, any patterns. They'll take your measurements. You know, Tippy's is, despite being in the part of the city where it is, just the inside of Tippy's is it's like decorated very lavishly, as if it belongs in like Hannah's district. You know, that highfalutin kind of thing. But you kind of, as you're, some of the fabrics, they're not as high quality as they look. They're very, like faux fabrics and that kind of stuff, even though it looks very elegant, but clearly much cheaper. And then you can all pick up whatever you need there.
Dress for me, and I will pay for the dress for Mia, and for a suit that looks like it will fit Igna.
Okay.
I mean... Yeah, if there's such thing as my family name getting me anything, but I don't have any money.
Mia, I can pay for your dress.
Okay. Alright, thank you, Shikar.
Okay, and then the three of you are going to go back to the Tickly and wait for Shaft to return there then?
I'm gonna do my hair and makeup, you know what I'm saying?
Go take a bath.
Take a bath.
All right. I will take John, just John on mic then, and the rest of you can get out of here.
Get the rest of the night off.
So, Shaft, you see Igna is walking quite quickly down the street. He seems to be hurried. So why don't you go ahead and make me some stealth checks then? Because you... Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, obviously it'll be stealth, but go ahead and roll me a stealth then.
Well, I'm going to cast Pass Without a Trace to get me a little bonus on that. And, try to sort of act like I'm in a crowd, but, stay out of sight of Igna if possible. That's a 20.
You are expert at weaving in and out of the streets of Drukal. And, Igna, he looks, as you continue to follow him for about 10 minutes, he's picked up his pace. He's almost kind of like wringing his hands. He looks like he's getting like annoyed, and then annoyance kind of turns into anger the longer he's going back to where he is off to. And after about a total of 20 minutes, you've now crossed over into Lag's district, and you're kind of familiar with this area. This area used to be, this section of Drukal didn't always used to be like the slums, you know what I mean? Like, clearly, just the sector, the sector's economy either running dry or the history of how it went down isn't exactly important, but the area here is basically a cluster of like abandoned warehouses and factories and kind of stuff. So you see Igna approaching one, quite a large building. It looks to be probably close to 100 feet wide, which, on the end that you can see and stretches for, you're not sure how far, because you can't quite see the end of it. As it is kind of nestled, almost like like an industrial block. You know what I mean? On the back side of this building, there's two like large, like double doors, double like what would serve as like bay doors to a warehouse. They're not roll up though. They do swing in as you see Igna push on one and climbs up this dock, right, which is about 5 feet off the ground. He kind of pulls himself up in. You know, he kind of looks out before shutting the door, and you can make me another stealth here, as he's actually trying to perceive, so it's not going to be against his passive.
That'd be with passive without a trace. That'd be a 35.
Okay. You see him, and so in this area, obviously, like, it's abandoned in this area. There's no longer the crowd for you to blend into, but there's lots of like old debris and old kind of discarded machinery too from some of the production that would have taken place in the factory. So there's plenty of cover for you to find as you kind of just duck down as Igna's surveying the area that he just came from before closing up the door again.
Are there any windows or other ways to look in the building without going inside?
From this side of the building, there are no windows or other doors.
All right, I'm going to try to get up as close to the door as possible that Igna went in. Sort of go underneath the loading dock area, sort of, because even if I stood up, I'd be under the loading dock area, and sort of listen in at the door to see if I hear any movement or commotion or anything. I want to do that first.
Go ahead and do another stealth to get up there, and then give me a perception.
24 for stealth, and perception is an 18.
You hear Igna again, like his temper. I mean, you've heard Igna blow up, right? Just where he blew up at Shakara on in the little rowboats getting to the Pisces' dock, right? And he's just going nuts. She's not coming. They refuse. They're putting me on some other errand. And he's just kind of going off, just shouting almost like at nothing. Like he's clearly just like running his mouth, right? It's not like he's even trying to have it doesn't sound like he's trying to have a conversation. He's just like venting.
Okay. This is all on the first floor. This is a multi-storied building.
It does look quite tall. It looks like to be about 30 or 40 feet high. But again, obviously, what is made up inside, unsure. But it is clearly taller than a single story. Yes.
All right, I'm going to see if I can find another way in. If I have to climb up to the second floor or something to that effect, on another part of the building to try to get into, to maybe be able to see what's going on in there.
Okay, absolutely. You can creep along the side of the building, and as you're finally seeing just how large this building, getting kind of a scope, you see that it runs almost as wide as it is, but about 120 or 130 feet long. This huge, just like single building. And on the side of it, though, there doesn't seem to be any windows at the beginning section of where you're approaching. And as you get near to the end of the opposite side, right, basically coming all the way to the end of this building, finally there does seem to be windows, and there's like a set of stairs on the outside that run up to like an individual person door, like a man door, that would be a second story.
Okay. And this is just one of those buildings that I've seen in Drakal that just went unnoticed to me, or is this something that I know has been something, or Lag runs this part of town? Does he use this as a warehouse? Do I have any knowledge of any of those kind of things?
Why don't you give me a history?
3.
As far as you know, this is just an abandoned building, like the rest of the buildings in this section of Lag's district. You don't have any knowledge, or at least can't recall currently any knowledge of this being like an active storage or warehouse for Lag or anybody else.
It's a big building, and it might take a little while to get across there. But I'm gonna go up the stairs, listen in at the door.
Okay, give me another perception.
13.
From outside here at the top of these stairs that were quite rickety as you walked up. They very clearly have not been maintained at all. Slight squeaks that you're able to kind of slightly put your pressure on, right, and then pull your foot off before it makes too much of a noise. But from the outside of this door, you don't hear anything. Not even Igna's vent.
I'll try to open it.
It is locked.
I'll try to pick the lock.
Okay.
We haven't done that in a while, so let's see. Slide a hand.
Yeah.
16.
That is more than enough. Like the stairs, this door itself, a wooden door, but again, it's like starting to rot. There's like some soft places in the wood, and the lock itself is almost completely rusted out. Like you had no trouble popping it open. It opens into what looks like a kind of a set of offices. Maybe like a couple managerial places, each basically two or three offices that run or that are set to the left of a hallway that basically runs like the length of or the width of the building, right? So you were looking down as far as your dark vision can see this hall, and to your right is more windows that seem to look out into the warehouse section of this building.
I'm gonna do my best to I sort of have an idea of how long my passive without trace works, and if it's coming to sort of its end, I'm gonna recast it, and then sort of head down the direction I know that Igna was at, and try my best to just keep quiet and find my way to where I can see something in the warehouse.
So, creeping in, looking out into this warehouse, it actually is pretty dimly lit. So you're kind of getting a pretty good vantage up here. And you see that just on the other side of these windows, there's actually a set of stairs that lead down to the warehouse floor. It's almost like this outcropping or this kind of a balcony, right, where the stairs start, that you could come out to and then get the full view of what's going on with the warehouse, because again, you can see the end of it, and you can actually see Igna near and see the big bay doors that he entered, and that he's quieted down now, but he's just kind of stalking between what look like two long roller belts that lead towards each of the bay doors. And you see he's just kind of pacing back and forth between them, and every so often he kind of just smashes, flicks his hand against the roller and just aggressively starts to spin them and just kicking at debris that litters the floor around him. And finally he stops and he just turns and looks in your direction, but obviously he's not looking at you, but he's looking towards the back of the building. What are we going to do now? And there's a bit of a silence. And you see his attention is still on somebody. And the roof of this building is beginning to be as decrepit as the stairs and the door, and there's sections of the roof that have crumbled in, so additional sunlight is kind of filtering in, and a figure steps into view, his face kind of illuminated by one of these beams of sunlight, and you see the familiar face of Alamar Zelwick. Well, you're going to have to figure out a way to get them here. How am I supposed... I've tried. There wasn't enough incentive. They're stupid friends. Now. Calm down, Igna. You have to control that temper. We can always find them. I can always find them. We'll have to change our plan, perhaps. If they won't come to us, we'll have to go to them. Look, this place was perfect for it, and... I can try again. I can try again. I'm supposed to meet them again. About 30 minutes. I can try again. You promise your temper won't be set off again? As Alardo steps towards Igna, kind of put a hand on his shoulder. Clearly, calming Igna down. Which, surprisingly, if you don't hit him with an oar, you can still calm him down. And Igna just gives Alardo a nod. And Alardo Off then. They have a deal to lose on.
Okay, I'm going to slowly back up into the offices, out the door, and down the steps as quiet as possible.
Give me another stealth here.
28.
Okay, that is just fine.
So I'm going to slide down and then hightail it as fast as I can, using any shortcuts I know through the city to get to the Tickly Servant.
So as Shakara, Mia, and Falzarin, you're leaving Tippy's with your clothes in hand. Maybe its fitting took a little longer than it should have. Every so often, Tippy would have to stop to brush off some flakes as he is taking measurements from Shakara, perhaps. Interfered with his work a little bit. It's not something he's accustomed to. But you're on your way back to the Tickly Servant, and Shaft catches up to you.
I sort of point, go behind the Tickly. This way, come on.
Follow.
Try to point him back. So I don't want to go in there because Come on, Igna's coming. Come here.
We'll follow you.
Okay, so we get to the back, and I look over at Falzer, and I put my hand on his shoulder and go, guess what? We got another problem.
Oh, yes. Lovely.
What do you mean?
Tell me more.
Your friend Igna's here with our old pal Sardo.
What? Sardo's
No.
here
What?
too?
Yes, your trustworthy friend was trying to lure us back into the warehouse to kill us.
Igna was trying to kill us.
They're trying to kill us, and I point over to myself and Falzarin.
So does that mean that everything he told us was a lie? We don't actually have to set up a rescue mission?
I didn't see the rest of them. I only saw Igna and Sardo.
You did not
And
see
Igna's
Kula.
on his way here, and I did not.
Well, the plot thickens. What do we do about this, Shakara?
Well, the Igna said... Of course, Igna's pissed off, but Igna's always pissed off. Told Sardo that he couldn't lure us back here, so Sardo said, we'll go to them. So Igna's on his way. He's none the wiser, but I have a feeling this is going to really muck up our plans trying to get this amulet. We got to take care of these two.
And how do we take care of Sardo?
I believe I've already informed you of how, Falzarin. Surely you've prepared the cage by now.
Yes, of course. Of course, yes.
And I'm going to gesture to Falzarin, have you? Wordlessly.
And Mia's, just giving the same look.
Finally, an opportunity to get my body.
I sort of wink at them and shrug my shoulders.
What are you talking about, Alamar?
Assuming Falzarin doesn't muck it up. Simply trap this Sardo with a soul cage, and I can have my body back.
And why should we let you have that?
We had a deal, Falzarin.
You have no power here.
It appears neither do you.
Let's not be hasty here.
I could kill your Sardo body right now if I wanted to.
You could attempt to, yes.
It's an abomination. Shouldn't be alive.
I simply want it back.
And what are you going to do for us if we get your body back? I don't recall what the deal was.
Would you like a reminder in front of everybody?
Let's
Yes.
let's just keep our heads here, Alamar. This I don't need a reminder. Yes. Yes.
I want to know what he's talking about. Please.
As
thank
do
you.
I.
I mean, I think if he gets his body back, we're going to solve a couple problems, right?
Okay. What's the
Definitely
promise he made you?
Sardo's going to be off our back.
Right.
As long as he doesn't jump into somebody else.
Okay.
As much as Alamar and I have not seen eye to eye over the years, I think his solution to this Sardo dilemma is actually quite likely to be very successful.
And you get what in return?
I get my body.
I'm talking
She wasn't
to the
talking
boys.
to you.
They just informed you. Get rid of this revenant problem.
Get rid of the Revenant. That's it? Okay.
And, Alamar sort of said, you're going to help us out if we need anything, right?
Yes.
You will help with the Nihogi?
Whatever we need.
If it comes to that,
Falzern, are you prepared to do this?
Oh, that's a heavy question, Shakara.
How long will it take you to get prepared to do this?
Because I believe you have about 5 seconds.
You do not have much time before Igna shows up again.
We don't have a lot of time. Igna's gonna be coming here. We gotta set a trap. So maybe we go to the Tickly in our room. We tell Igna that we're gonna be here for a while. It'll piss Igna off. Maybe Igna will pull Sardo in and we can take care of this mess.
Sardo is not coming here, also?
I don't know. I know Igna is.
Well, the problem is, I believe Sardo has some sort of supernatural ability to track myself and Shaft.
He does.
Yes, well, we'll stay put and pretend we're getting, not pretend, we are getting ready for the show tonight.
All right, so up to the rooms, and when
Yes.
Igna shows up, bring him in to talk to Falzern here, and then we can get the first part done. When Sardo shows up.
Let's talk to our friends that are staying here, have them down in the tavern and be looking out for us. Explain to them
Remember,
what's happening.
Sardo looks like Alamar, so
They'll recognize him. Let's go talk to Dreg.
I head back into the Tickly.
And that's our show. For more Aspara information, visit incorrigibleparty.com, where you can find all of our social media links, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, as well as our Patreon. Our patrons get exclusive content like blooper reels and patron-only mini-campaigns. Our theme music was created by Josh Jarvis. For any of your musical needs, you can contact him at jamesmercymusic@gmail.com. Well, the rest of our sounds and music throughout our plays provided by tabletopaudio.com. And of course, our show sponsor, Critical Hit Design. For your design needs, visit criticalhitdesign.com. Happy adventuring.